All right. In our previous video, we discussed about variables and what they are. Let us save this over here. Now, in this video, we are going to discuss how do we take the variable names, like what rules do we have to follow. So, a variable can be anything. All right. It can have a short name or a long or a more like descriptive name. Like let's say, for example, you can have A or B as variables. You can also have like name, age, total amount, something more descriptive, volume, kind of names like more descriptive. All right. However, there are certain rules that we have to follow, rules for Python variables that we must follow. So, the first rule says that a variable name must start with the letter or the underscore character. This is the first rule. The second rule says that a variable name cannot start with a number. All right. Then the third rule says a variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. Like let's say A to Z, 0 to 9, and with an underscore. And fourth rule says that variable names are case sensitive, as we also discussed this in our previous video, like age, and age are three different variables. We discussed this with the small letter A and the capital letter A example in our previous video. A variable name cannot be any of the Python keywords. The Python has certain reserved keywords out there which you can easily find out by simple searching. Other than that, you can have anything as a variable except for the Python keywords. So let's say, uh, let's say, mm, my war. It's a variable. Then my, like each of it is a different variable, will be considered a different variable. You can consider it all as new variables. Okay. Um, like this. Other than that, you cannot have your variable get started with like 2a is equal to, you cannot have it. However, you can have uh, a variable like this is a valid, this is a valid variable. However, this one is this is not a valid variable. All right. So this is how it works. Let us save it now and let's run it. Since it will give an error over here, so I'm commenting it out. So, all right. So we didn't actually print anything out, so it didn't give us any output. All I have to do is I'll just write the print command over here and let's hope that it starts giving us. like this. Here it is. It has printed it out. So these are the naming conventions that you must remember. Other than that, there is another thing about assigning multiple values. Like you can assign multiple values to a single, to multiple variables in one line as well, or one value to multiple variables like this. Like let's say there is assign multiple values. So let's say there is X, Y, Z, and let's write it and Excel. Okay, print X, print Y, print Z. All right, and it will print it out. And let's say one value to multiple variables. Like let's say assigning one value to multiple variables. X equal to Y equal to Z equal to, let's say, banana. So or let's say, wait, let's change the values variables over here because we already took XYZ above. And let us print it out. So like this, it has printed all the values. So this is how we assign variables. All right. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Now let us say if we want to have multiple variables, we want the output of multiple variables like this, like all of these are being printed out in different lines. But let's say I want it in the same line. So what I can do is I can simply print X plus Y plus Z, and let's here. You see, it has printed it out as in one line. So, and if you need uh, some sort of space between them, all you have to do is this. Here. Now you can see the names over here. Perfect. Now let us save, and now we'll now we have covered variables, we have covered the variable naming conventions. Along with that, we have also learned how to assign multiple values to different variables and how to assign one value to multiple variables. See you in the next video where we'll be discussing more about data types and stuff. See you in the next video.